So yesterday or last time we did this fourth number problem is palindrome. Today we'll do one problem only, and I'll create that file 0005.js. So I will write the problem and then you have to solve it, and once you complete it I will check the problem and then I will do my solution. This problem we have done already, but I don't know if you remember this problem, but let's see. So these are the directions of the problem. So the problem is like this: given a string, return the character that is most commonly used in the string. Okay, so for example, I will name the function as maxchars, and I will put A, B, C, 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 D, and then if I want to return this, it should return C, because C is maximum time. Another example, if I put maxchars apple 1 2 3 1 4 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, it should return 1. So this is how you have to do it. So this problem also is very important for the interview purpose. I was once giving interview for a company in New Zealand. They asked me similar to this problem, not exactly this, but similar to this problem. So most of the time also in interview this problem is asked. So I will just create an empty structure and then you have to start working on it. Maxchars, and here you are passing string, and then you will call this function maxchars with the value which I have put it here, and you will see the output. Okay, let's use the var. I'll put another example also. Okay, so let's put var one time only. Okay, so this is the problem. You have to write this function. I will give you 5 minutes to finish this problem. Your time starts now. Let me know when it is done. If you have any questions regarding the function, you can ask. Okay, time up. So no one has sent me the solution, so I assume no one has done it. So let's try to do it one by one together. I will create before I.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, just want to know. We will receive the character. I am receiving only one character actually when we are converting from string to character.
Where is the character? You haven't. 1 second. Have you put the solution? Where is your solution?
Oh, 1 second, sir. I'm sending.
When you will loop it, you will get character by character. If you pass string and you loop the string, it will take one by one character. Okay, so if you have done it, just help me. Since no one has sent me the full solution, I will do one by one. You have to help me how to do it. Okay, so let's start it.
So I was doing this. Okay.
Okay, let me check. Yeah, you don't use character add. You loop the for loop, and then string of 0 will be the first character. String of second will be the second character. Don't use char add. Just use the string of 0, string of 1, string of 2, string of 3, like that.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay, so to understand this, if I have the string, for example, my string is this. If I want to access B, I will do a string of 1. It will be the B. If I want to take the A character, it will be string of 0. Right? So you have to loop it and you have to go one by one. Let's see solution, if anyone has sent the solution. Yeah, so get car, you have used the character variable, but character variable is created inside the for loop. And there is no need for infinity for this one, no need to put infinity kind of thing. That infinity thing was in some other problem, so don't confuse that with this one. Okay, no need for infinity creation. So if you want to access any of the part, you have to use the key. Consider this as an array, and each one is a separate element. So you have to you can loop through this string, and each one you can access each later in it. So to loop it, we can use two methods. One is for let I equal to 0, I less than string dot length I plus plus. Okay, so and you can do console dot log of str of I. Then you can loop through it. Okay, A, B, C, D, C. Now another way to loop is I can use for let I off. Since this is not an object, I can use off. If it is object, then I have to use in. But for array and for a string, we can use off. If I say let I off str, then if I do console.log of I, here directly I can use I will be nothing but A or B or C or D, something like that. So if I do console.log of I, then I can go A, B, C, D. So which one is easy, to write this or to write this? First one or second one? First one. Since many people have experience with the first one, they prefer first one. But since this is once you will get familiar yourself, this one is more easy because you have to just use let I or string. If you don't need the index, you can use this one. If you need index somewhere, then you'll go with this one. Okay, so here we don't need index. We are just getting the character. But somehow in future, you need to know the index also. Then you have to go with this way. Here you will not get index. You will directly get the character. In is not allowed in string and array. It is only allowed in object. But you can use it. But allowed means it's not hard and fast rule. If you do in, see what will happen. If you use in, then it is nothing but the index. If you use in, then you're getting index, and you can convert index to the exact value by calling the string of I. So generally the rule is if a string is a string or array and you don't need the index, you can use off. But if you need index, then you can use in, or you can use the normal for loop. For let I equal to 0, I less than string dot length I plus plus. So let me summarize this, because sometimes you need to let me write down, for sometimes you feel difficult to understand this thing. So I'll say if string is array or string, use off. When you will use off, here this is method A. Here I is nothing but the exact element or character. Here you don't get index of element. So when you will use off, you will not get the index. You can directly get the character or the element in the array. But if you want to know the index also, then you have to use normally. Let I is equal to 0, I less than string dot length I plus plus. And this is used when you need index. Following is used if you need index also. So in this case no index, in this case index. But for objects always use following. For let I in object, and then you can, so I is nothing but the key, and if you want to access the value, I can say I is, or key is, because in object we have key and value pair. So key is I, and to access the value you have to use obj of I. So remember, this object is O. So with O, I will come, off will not come, O will not come. But here, this is not object. So if it is not object, we use O. So to remember, I give you the easy way that this is not object, so O will come. This is object, so O will not come. So we have I. So just remember these two cases. Don't remember any other cases. I will put this in the chat, Telegram also. Foreign, I gave you the foreign, this one. Don't use foreign for this one. For string and array, don't use in. Since string and array don't have O, so use off. So for array and string, always use off or use this one. But for object, always use in. So any object, you will get this. In you can work on this one. Okay, so let's take this example in real world if you want to see that one. So for example, if I have object equal to first name Jack, last name Bauer. So this is object. So you have to use this one. So I use key is first name in first case, value is Jack, and second one key is last name and value is Power. So whenever you want to loop the object, use this one. Is that clear? Okay, so now let's go to our problem, this one. So what we will do, first we will take this as a string and then we'll go through each one by one. Since we don't need index in this case, we can use off. So I will again write down var str is equal to. Now I will loop through each character and we will see what is the each character is. So I will do true var let I of str. So here I will do console.log character is I. So we get A, B, C, and D. Now we have to see which one is the max character. So we have to count each character. What is the count of A? What is the count of B? What is the count of C? What is the count of another C? And what is the count of D? So once we count, we have to put it in object. So let's create one object. Obj is equal to this. Here I will take each character as a key, and we will put the count for it. So first time if A is coming, I will make A of 1. Then B is coming first time, I will create another part B of 1. Then C is coming another character, so I will say C of 1. Then again we get C, so I will append this to 2. Again we get C, I will change it to 3. Then again we get C, we will change it to 4. Then again we will get C, we will change it to 5. Then 6 or whatever it is, 6. And then D comes, then we will append it with D of 1. And then we will see which one is greater. C is greater with the 6 value. So this is how we will create the object. So let's create empty object, and then we will go through each for loop. Now here I have to update this object. If it is not present in this object, if the key is not present, then I have to create it. But if key is present, then I have to update it with one more value. So give me, how will I create the key here? Now tell me, how will I create the key here? Object of I equal to 1. Right. Object of I. So what I have to do? Object of I is equal to 1. This is the creation part. Creation part only has to happen if this object is not present in this. Creation part will only happen if this key does not exist in object. So I have to put some if condition that key is not existed, then only create this object. So what should I put in this condition so that I know that key is not there, so I do creation. Object of I. If object of I is what should I put in this? If I say object of I, that means it is present. Then why will I create it? Not. So we have to use not. If not object of I. If object of I does not exist, so we have to put not. So we have to create it. But if it exists, then what we have to do? What should I put in the else case? Object of I plus 1. Right. So object of I, if it is present, I will say object of I is equal to object of I plus 1. Right. Correct. So after this for loop, we will get this object which will be updated with the proper values. So let's try to do it, run it.
Sir, we can do this object of I is equal to 0.
Or type it. I don't understand what you're saying. Just type it. Let's see. Okay, so now after this, I equal to 1, B equal to A equal to 1, B equal to 1, C equal to 7, D equal to 1. Okay, what she is saying, let me see. What you are saying, equal to 0. See, generally we don't use equal because we have to match the type. And if you put 3 equal, then 0 will give not correct results. So putting object of I equal to 0 will not work. Okay, because you should not use 2 equal to. Right now there is a trend. So if you put If you put 2 equal, it will work, but 2 equal is not used nowadays. You always have to use 3 equal to sign. Okay, so with 3 equal sign, 0 will not work. Okay, now, so we got this object, but we need to find the maximum of the character, that is C. So either what I can do, I can create this object with this value, and then I can loop this object. As I showed you in the example, how can we loop the object like this? Here I can loop the object, and I can find the max of the character, that is C is the max of the character. But instead of the looping this object, I can also find the max here in this for loop only. So for example, I will write this for loop. So before this for loop, I will create 2 variables. Okay, one variable will be max, which is initially 0. Another variable will be max string equal to empty string right now. And after I have done this if part, I will write down what I will write down. If object of I is greater than max, that means the max which I have this one. If object of I is greater than max, that means this value is greater than max, then what will I do? I have to update the max with the new value. So what will be the statement here? Max equal to object of I, correct, another is correct. So I will update the max with the object of I. Object of I is a new value which is greater than the previous max. So I completed the max, that is I will know what is the max for this for loop. So after this, if I write down console.log of max is max, let's use var here because unnecessary, otherwise it will not allow me to overwrite it. Then we will change it to let in our function. So if I do this one and try to see max, we are getting, okay, we are getting max of 14. Why we are getting max of 14? Because this object is updated with the new value. So let's create the object again with empty one. Okay, so because we created already, so let's create the object here again with empty one because it is updated with the previous value also. So if I run this one, max is coming as 7, but we are not getting the character here with only the max. So we need to update the character also. So let's go to the code again. Now tell me, sorry, not this one. Now tell me, I updated the code with the max number, but now I have to update the character also because ultimately we need the character, which character is maximum. So what should I add more here so that after we are done with the for loop, I will get the character also. So what should I write down here? Right, Kate is right. So we update the number. We also should update the character. So I will say max string is equal to I. So this way I will know which character is in the maximum list. So I will do console.log and max string is max str. Correct. Ola is correct. Let's run this one. So maximum is 7 and maximum string is C. This is what we want. We want this string C and we want to return this C. So after we are done with the for loop, we have to return this maximum string. That's what we will do it. Right now here I have not created the function, so there is no need to return it. But when we create the function, we have to return it. So let's put this code in the function. So I will put it in the function. Since I'm in the function now, I will use let, and I will use const for object. And after this for loop, ultimately we have to just return the max string. So I'll say return max string. So this will return the C in the first case and I in the second case. Let's run this one. So first case we get C and second case we get 1. So just write down this problem, this solution, and then since we are in this problem, I will give you one more problem related to this one, similar to this one. Okay, so write down this function. I'll give you 2 minutes to write down. Okay, so I hope everyone has completed writing it. So let's create a similar problem which was asked in my interview, and I want you to do that problem yourself. So it was similar to this one, and I will give you. So I will change the directions little bit and you to solve it. Right now I have copied the same function here in this 006, but I will change the code also, and you have to also change the code. So here it is given the string, return the character that is most commonly used in the string. But second similar problem is given a sentence, return the word. You have to return the word that is most commonly used in the sentence. And what will be the past? Here it will be say the lazy Let's say it is all small character. I'm not particular on the character. The lazy dog is going to the mountain. Okay, I'm just giving an example. I don't have a particular problem example. So here you will see the is called 2 times. So the answer should be the. And all other words are called only 1 time. Only the is called 2 times, so answer should be the. So the only difference is here we have the word. Previously we were having the character. So once you will pass this whole statement here, you need to split this whole sentence into each word, and then you have to follow the same method to see which word is called so many times. So I give you the hint. Just finish it in 5 minutes. You have this sample. So this code will be used, but only change will be you have to use the word. And once you're done, just paste it in the chat. So I'll give you 5 minutes to finish this. Okay, no one has given me the solution, so I'll start writing it. So this is the so let's try to copy this function and do it in the console. Okay, Anand gave me word equal to split. So Anand, you did splitting of the word but when you started writing the for loop, it is str, so it will not work. So once we pass this, first we have to divide each character, each word into a separate element so that we can check that. So the first statement will be, let me write down this again. Press the enter button. So here first once we get the sentence, we have to convert that sentence into individual word. So I'll say word equal to str.split, and I have to give space in this one. I have to give space in there. If I don't give space, then it will take each character, not the word. Now if I do the console.log of word is word, we will see what word is coming. I'll delete other part. So you will see word is the lazy dog is going to the mountain. So now we have to go to each element of the word and see and follow the similar process. Save this in the temporary variable, and then this is also one time. This is 2 times. So we will update this to 2 times and we will return to the. So let's write down it again. So word is an array, and then now instead of the string, we have to use the word. And this one will remain same. Okay, let's try now this one. Okay, so the return is the. Okay, so that's what. Let's try to do it with a different value. Maybe I will write on some dummy thing. The of in to in. So I'll get in here in this case. So let's write on this function. The only thing I changed after the loop. After the loop we return. Which one you want to repeat? For loop or this one or what? After the for loop we return the maximum character string. Whatever is the maximum, we return it. Need you to want to understand this part, for loop, right? Okay, so let's go to the first part, this one, for loop. Since we have this word with these values, so in the for loop we are going through each one, and for each one we are putting in the object with the value of 1 if it is not present in object, and if it is present in object, then we update the value to +1. So once I start this for loop, the object is empty. So I check if the is present in the object. The answer is no. So we go to the if condition. So we create this object. We create the object with the key of this one, and we assign the value 1. And second time with for loop runs, we check again if lazy exists in the object. Answer is no, so we create it. Third time when the for loop will run, we'll check dog. If dog exists in the for loop, no, we create it. Then is going to the. Let's go to the again. When the for loop reaches this the, it will check if the exists in the object. Yes, it exists because we have the here. which is also present in the object. So we add 1 for the in the object. So the key is the, but the value will become 2 because it is 2 times. And in each time we will also check if object of I, that is object of this, is greater than max. First time it is greater than max because it is 1 and max is 0. So we change the max to the value of the, and we also change the maximum string to the value of the. Then second time it will go, it is 1, so it is not greater than max, so we will not go inside it. Third time we will not go inside it. Fourth time will not go. Fifth time will not go. Sixth time will not go. Seventh time the. So the becomes 2. Since the has become 2, so 2 is greater than 1. Since 2 is greater than 1, we will go inside if condition. And we will update the max to value of 2 and the maximum string to the value of the. And after we are done, so that means for loop is done, maximum character is pointing to the. That's how we completed it. Okay. So if you go through this each line by line again in your mind, you will understand what's happening. If you don't understand, just do console.log after each step, so you will know what we are trying to do and what we have to do it. So the ultimate idea is we are putting everything in the object, and with the object we are checking whether it is greater than max or not. And if it is greater than max, we update the new value of the max to this one. So the only difference of this and the previous example is the first line. Rest of the thing is same. Don't make mistake of putting this to str also. So word is not used. We are not doing the character here. We are doing the word. So we have to use the word. Okay. So that's all about the problems for today. And now we will go over React project which we have. So let's try to do the React project. So on that day we completed the task part, and I gave you 2 projects. So one of the project was given by Sonu Singh, I think, today. Though he has done some mistake, but at least he gave the solution, but no one has given me any of the solution in the chat or in the email. So looks like you know it, but you are lazy to do it, or you don't know it and you don't want to do it. Okay, so Sonu Singh, I will only just point one mistake which he has done so that he knows what is the problem. So I'll take his example and I will put in the code. So let me, right now I'll put it somewhere here, but that I will not run. I will just tell you the problem. Let's create a new file. To do.jsx, and I will paste this code. So since this is commented, I don't see the need for adding it here. So he has created this. This is the input statement. He created the component. He created this state variable to do and set to do, and another state variable state and set state, which is the array. So this will, I assume this state will take all the values and save it in the array. And if we change anything in the text box, we call the handle change, and handle change will take the title and put the value here. So we are updating the title and value. Here the text box, and there is a submit button. Once you click the submit button, and the submit is called, because in the form it is written on submit handle submit, though there is a spelling mistake of handle, but it's okay. Now we use the prevent default. Why we use prevent default? So that page should not refresh when you click the submit button. And now he is updating the state, set state, that is this one. So remember, this state variable is array. Once it is array, you cannot return object here. You have to return array. If this is object, then you have to return object. Like in this case, we have the object and he is returning the object, so it will work fine. But with the state, it is array and you are returning the object. So once you click the submit button, array will be converted to the object and it will not work. Since you are looping the state, so it must be in the array. After submission, the array is lost. So since you have array here, it is lost here. So what you have to do, you have to start with the array, not this one. And we don't need this one. We don't need the event. This event was only needed in case of the text field, which is this one. So here the return statement will be like this. Return. We have to take the previous value and we have to put the new value. What is the new value? New value is state. New value is this, to do title. So new value we have to put state dot to do dot title. And you have to return this. So this event target name and value does not make any sense. This will be always same because it is pointing in the handle submit. Event is related to the form element. So this event name and target value will be same always. So we don't need that one. So now what will happen? Whatever value we have in this array, the new value will be appended after that. So the ultimate return will be array only. Let's take this. Is that clear? So then it will work this also. Okay, state also will work because we have array now. So don't try to change the data type of the variable, state variable. Since you created state variable array, keep the state variable in the array. Here you created the state variable in the object. You have done correctly by keeping it in an object. If it is a string, keep it in a string. If it is object, keep it in object. If it is array, keep it in array. Okay, so your code was not working because you are converting array to string object, and then this map does not work with the object. It has to be array only. So state should be array. So rest everything is correct. This application, at least he has done it. No one else has tried it even. I will give this updated solution in the React Telegram group. Okay, and I will delete this file. Okay, so no one has also tried to do this part, task part. I told you to do the task. It is similar to the post, just you have to do the task. So once we will show this task like this, only thing is instead of this avatar, we need to show the checkbox because I want to do this task. Once I complete this task, I will mark the checkbox as a done. So that is what we have to do it. So let's see the material UI. So if you see in the material UI, if you see the list part, so we have somewhere we have the avatar like this and like this, and somewhere we have the checkbox. So we have to use this checkbox because once I click the check, that means I have completed that item. So what exactly task means? Task means let's create one new task. Let's say one of the example of the task is, for example, this is something Trump. Okay, Trump. So I will say watch Trump video. So something, if he has done good thing, I will put the video URL in this one by clicking this enter video URL, YouTube URL, so that user can watch it. And once user watch it, user will click checkbox, which we see here, so that he has completed that item. So that is what checkbox. We need the checkbox. And I don't need the members here. I will create another page for the members. So I will delete this members part. So let's do this thing. And since you have not done this, I will do quickly. And next time you complete it yourself by watching the video again and again. So let's try to do some changes in that one. Okay. So we are in the website 3. Okay. Details. Let's go to detail page. In the detail page, we have the members part. right now I will not put members here. Members I will create as a separate page. So I will delete the members part. Members will be separate page. I don't want to show all members on the first page. And here, since we removed the members, we need to adjust the size. We will make 6 by 6. Okay, so half of the part is post and half of the part is the task. Now we will update the task with the same as post. Okay, so let's see what we have completed in the task. Nothing. So we are not showing anything right now in the task. So we will copy everything out from the post and we will later on change this part to the checkbox. Okay, let's do that one. So first thing is you have to do this part. Okay, I will give you this page, detail page in the Telegram chat. So, okay, now next go to the task. So we have to create similar files like this in the task. So we have the task list. Currently the task list is empty. Okay, let's go how we look task. We don't even show the task here. So let's see how we are showing the post list. We have the post. We have the task, which is similar to post. Here we are showing the post list, but we are not showing the task list. So let's show the task list here. So I'll copy this task list from tasks, task list, and I will show the task list here. And I will pass the detail here. Since this task list is only created by the admin of the campaign, so we don't need to pass this flag, because we will not be using this flag, because everything which I create will be visible here. So I don't need a separate tag that it is created by me or anyone else. So we don't need this flag. We will remove this flag from the task list. Okay, so let's try to build the task list similar to the post list. I will take the post list, copy it, put it in the task list and rename it task list. Okay, task list. So show my post will not be passed, so I will delete that part. Okay, show my post is not needed. Okay. So here I was calling find post, but for the task I will create the task util and I will create find task. So let's copy the post utils also to the task util. I'll paste it here, and in this file it will be find tasks. I don't need show my post for this one. And for the post I was using C1 post, but for the task I will use C1 task. I don't need show post, so I will just use this flag for everyone. Next, query is same, descending is same, everything will remain same. Everything will remain same. And I will call this find task in my task list. And here also I will call find task. This statement will be same. This all will be same. I need same variables, same thing. In the C1 post. Okay, for this one also, for the live query also, I need to change the table name. Campaign will be same, flag deleted will be same. This all things will remain same. Let's delete the state now. I don't need to see the state. Okay, here we have search post, but in the task we will call the search task. So I will copy this file and paste it here. Rename it to search task. And I'll change everything to search task. Okay, so in the task list, I will call the search task. It will be search tasks. We don't have display counter here. Let's copy the display counter from here to here. Let's copy the since display counter is same, I can call from the post also. But right now I'm creating new, but then I will do some cleanup work where I will see what is the common. I will make it in the common. But if I keep separate also, it's fine because both have different meaning. So here pagination is called from the common, so we don't need to change anything. Post item. So this one I have to take care of. So previously we have the post item. Here we will say task item. Okay, and I will change it to task. We have to add react.memo on every component. Right now I have not done it, but I will take some time for that also. So let's see if we need to change any other thing right now. Though we have avatar here, we will change it to a checkbox. But right now let it be avatar. First we'll see it in working condition, then we will change it. This is fine, this is fine. Okay, any other thing missing? So we don't need comment now. Detail post also not needed. We are not doing detail today. Okay, let's see now how it goes. It's saying something is wrong. Okay, that is not it. Okay, so post item is giving the error. Let's see post item. So here we will use the task item. There we were using post item. So almost I'm not doing any coding. I'm just copying and pasting from the post because almost everything is same. Only thing will be the change in the checkbox. Okay, npm run dev again. Okay, so I will give you all this. Once it is working, I will put everything in the chat, Telegram chat. Either you copy or you watch the video and write it down yourself. Or you can copy from your post there and just rename it as I'm doing it. This pagination is not even needed. So let's delete this one. This pagination is also needed. I will delete this one. Okay. Okay, let's refresh it. So now I can see the task is also there and this keyword is also there. Let's try to add more tasks and let's try to change the max to 2 only to see the results, to see the pagination if it is working or not. So let's create a new task test 2. So though it is created but is not visible because subscription is not working because we have only taken care of it in the UI, but we need to add that table in the Node.js also. See, now this one makes sense that we get the new post in the top, but for the task I don't want new task to come in the top. We need the new task should come at the bottom. So we have to do 2 things. First thing is we will go to the first thing is we will go to the server side index file to add the task table in this live query. Second thing which we will do, this is something you have to add in the live query. Let me put in the React Telegram. I put this line in the chat. Second thing is when we call this find post, find task, created date is descending, we need to make it ascending. So that new task will come at the bottom. Also one more thing we have to do when we do the live query, when we are creating the record, the things are, so the results, you will see the results, we put the object and then we put the results here. So that means whatever the previous results were there, they will go at the bottom and the new object will come at the top. But for the task, we don't want the new item at the top, we want new item at the bottom. So we will put this new item after the results. This is something we put after the results, so that when I add new thing, it should come at the below the current task. We should not put the new item above the current item. So if I refresh it now, so you will see this is the old one, this is the new one. Let's create one more one. Test 3. Now live query is there, so it will come immediately as soon as I click save. Click save. Test 3 is here at the bottom. Even if I refresh it, it is not coming. It is coming in another page. So I click new page and test 3 is here. And since pagination is also working, let's change this max to again 15. Okay, so now this is working. Let's see if search is working. Since test is in all three, so test comes here. Let's put test 2. We are getting test 2. So search is also working and all things are working as I want. The only thing now is I want to convert this into checkbox. Okay, let's try to, let me first give all the files to you. So this is the task list which I will now paste in the chat in the Telegram group. Those who want it, they can get it from there. This is a task list. Since I won't be committing these files, I am giving you in the chat so that you can update your code. Those who watch the video after many days, they have to write everything line by line, or they have to go in the search and find it the appropriate one. So this is the task item I will give you here. So either you type it or you copy paste it. This is the search task. This is the task utils. One second. Okay, उधर रूम में. sorry, okay, yeah, wait. So let me give you the task util file, and once I'm done, I will do the checkbox. Some part of the checkbox I'll do today, and then exactly to map it we'll do next time. Okay, what else is pending? Detail page. Okay, in detail page you need to add this one. Okay, so I give you all the things. If I miss something, just you can watch the video and do it yourself. Okay, so now let's try to put the checkbox, and we will put this checkbox only today. We will put the checkbox, but it will not function in the real world, that is with the pass server. That we will do next time. So let's only do the simple thing, that putting the checkbox in a working condition. Okay, well, okay, let's do it. So here I will go and see how checkbox is done on the left side. That same thing we will add it there. Let me refresh and I'll see the code. So you will see that here we have the list item icon. In the list item button is there, and then list item icon is there, and then we have the label line item, which is something like this line item. So we have to copy this part, and everything is inside the list item. So we already have the list item. We need to add this list item button. Okay, let's try to add this list item button. I'll go to the task item. We have the list item avatar. We don't need avatar in this case, so I will delete this avatar, and I will paste this list item button here. I don't need role part, just delete the role part here. Now I have to import the proper things which I need it. So what I need it first is list item button. I don't need this avatar, so I delete it. I will delete the string avatar. So I'll add the list item button. Now I need the list item icon. Okay, so we need to import list item icon. What else? We need to import the checkbox. Okay, so I don't need this ID, label ID, or if I need also, I will use rec.id. And in the value, I want to put the title. So let's put this title here. Or if I remove this list item text from here, we already have list item text here, so let it be there. Only in the label ID, I will put rec.id. And this value will be also rec.id. This value will be also rec.id. Now we have to take care of, I put this list item, but we have to take care of this handle toggle and check. Let's see what it's showing in the manual. So here he has created this checked as an array, and he has also created this handle toggle. We will copy this one, and we have to put in the parent of this task item, because if we put here it will not work. Since it is array comes from the parent. So in the task item, before return, I will put it, or before use effect. You should put everything before the use effect. So I will put it in the, and I empty this array. I will put this checked one and the handle toggle. Okay, I put the checked one. Now what I will do, I will pass this handle toggle and checked to another component. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so we have to pass this to the child component task item because that component is using it. So let's pass this handle toggle. So in the real world, this handle toggle will be tied to my pass server. Right now I am using this checked value, but when I will use the pass server, I will change this handle toggle to call the pass server to know what to do. Okay, right now I'm just passing the handle toggle directly whatever we have. So in the task item, in the handle toggle in this task item, also I'll pass a checked equal to checked. So I pass both the value here, and I have to get it as a props here so that I can make it work. So it will be now working, but it is working locally. It's not calling the pass server, but at least I will see if it is working. Then I will make the changes so that it should work with the pass server also. So let me see if it is working now. Okay, now I can see checkbox is there. Once I click checked, uncheck, it is working as I want. So when one user will come, he will complete this task, he will mark it as check, and he will complete this task, he will mark it as checked. He will complete this task, he will mark it as checked. There is a lot of space coming here which I don't like, and I will now fix that spacing so that it should not go so much. So let's try to see what changes we need to do so that so much spacing should not be there. So we have this li and then we have this div tag. So we have to take care of this div tag. So let's take care of this div tag. What is the we need to see what things to be done. Okay, so let me go to parent of this one. So here what we have, display equal to flex start, align items is flex start. This is also good. Inside this div I have span of checkbox, then okay, I have this div, and this div has minimum width of 56. Let's reduce this to let's reduce this minimum width to 10. Okay, so this is one thing we will do, minimum width to 10. Okay, now let's put this in the code and then we'll do more changes. So since we are changing list item icon, okay, so we are changing list item icon. So here is the list item icon. So we have to put the CSS for this list item icon. So here to put the CSS, generally in the HTML element we use a style tag, but for the material UI you have to use SX and double curly bracket, and we have to say minimum width to 10 pixel. Okay, one change we have done this one. Okay, let's see what other changes we have to do. It reduces a little bit, but not much. Now let's see list item button. What should we change? It's not taking padding. Okay, so right now what is the flex grow? Okay, so right now it's saying flex grow. So just generally flex grow, we will see the more properties of the flex in another lesson where I will show you the details of all the flex one. Right now just mark it what I am saying to change the condition. We'll just make the flex grow of 0. It was 1 here, we made it 0. We don't want it to grow with the content. So let's make this flex grow 0 for the list item button. So let's put this in the list item button. So we have the list item button. I will use the style property, flex grow equal to 0. Let's see now if it is what is coming. Okay, so this flex grow is right. So we got the space reduced. If we want more space reduced, we can work on more on it, but right now it's fine for whatever I want. That was previously it was too much space, but now it is okay for me to go it. So that completes our task item, though this checkbox is not going to the server, which we will do next time. Next Saturday we will do this part, how to try to tie up this with the server. Okay, right now it's local. So now what is the purpose of this task? Let's say I have this campaign. So let's say I have the campaign. So we need to fix this size also. See, if it is no record found, we don't have space, so we need to give the space also, which will give you in some time. Okay, so to stop the pandemic, I will say task 1. Task 1, I will say eat healthy, though doctors are not saying this thing, which is very important. So eat healthy. Second thing is I will say what should we do? Follow science, not politics. Nowadays decisions are based on the politics, not the science. So follow science, not politics. This is another task. Maybe I will put some videos or PDF in each one. So if someone has completed this task, they will mark it as checked, that, oh, I have completed this. Then they will mark charge. So there may be 100 tasks which they have to do. Since they have joined this campaign, they have to follow this task so that we know that this user is dedicated to my campaign and he has followed all the tasks. Admin can see that. And user also see what task he has to do, because though he has joined the campaign, he will not know what to do. So these are the tasks which they have to do in the real world. So this part we will complete next time, how to tie this thing to the server. So we will create another table, and if someone is marked as checked, we will update the table with the check mark. Right now it is local, but we will put it on the server next time. That's all for today. Any questions?